Today I'm going to show you a really funny chess game that was played in Vienna in 1872. This game was played between two relatively unknown players called Hamppe and Philipp Meitner. Yeah, and the game is within normal territory at this point, but then we have bishop takes f2 check, and suddenly the white king comes under a huge attack. Yeah, d5 looking for checkmate, and the white king is just running all the way to the other side of the board. And now we have checkmate threat on b4, so a3 is played to give the king this escape square. But then simply queen takes a4 check, and white must take the queen, or he's going to be losing a lot of material here. Knight to c5 check, preventing the king from moving back to b3. a5 check, and the king is driven farther up the board. Then we have knight out to e7, and this just brings in some reinforcements to continue the attack. White tries to find some squares for his king, but he really can't. Yes, and then after b6, king out to b5, knight takes c6, and here, if white were to play king out to a4 to try and run away, simply knight to d4, and now there is a huge checkmate threat on the next move, and white cannot stop that. Yeah, this is a pretty awesome checkmate. I don't think I've ever seen a checkmate like this. That is pretty awesome. Alrighty, so white must take the knight. And then we have bishop out to b7 check, and if white takes the bishop, it's checkmate. So he has to move king out to b5. And then bishop a6 check, and he has to move back to c6, and then we get this perpetual draw. So what would happen if white were to try and run out to a4? Then simply bishop out to c4 and b5 on the next move is checkmate. And if the king decides to go ahead and take the bishop, then simply king out to d7, and the white king has nowhere to go. Checkmate on b8 is next. Yeah, and white just runs out of checks. White cannot check the black king anymore. So after something like queen out to g7, just rook to b8, checkmate. So therefore, white saw all that and decided that after bishop a6 and bishop to b7, that he would simply take the draw. This is called the Immortal draw, and it's really an amazing chess game.